for joining us. I'll let you take it away. If you did want to show anything on your screen, Stanley, at all, just let me know and I can make you a presenter. Otherwise, you can take it from here.
Hello, group. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, great. Just wanted to spend a little time around kind of what we're doing and kind of what we're trying as far as on Facebook that is working. Facebook has been really tough here lately around the amount of kind of engagement or traffic that you're getting to your site. So just trying some different things around testing, and some of those things are yielding results. Just to give you an example, so for a long time I was doing kind of one level targeting and letting it rip from there, and then making my adjustments as I would go after a couple days. And now it's just trying to help Facebook get focused in a little bit better. I'm doing 2 and 3 level interests on my ad set, so it's helped speed up the process for one, and I'm getting actually better engagement. So just that's just a little quick tidbit. Sales are still going well. We're still in the $1,500 to $2,000 range every day. Some days are bigger if we can scale. So we're always looking for ways to scale out. But it's costing a little bit more now than it did, I would say, a couple months back. So it's you're having to pay a little bit more for the same amount of traffic. But once we're getting the traffic to the site, it is actually converting. But the good part, now is using the funnels. So we've been able to use the funnels, and that's helped a bunch as far as spreading out the cost. So mainly I just wanted to talk about a couple things, and I don't think no one marketer or no one person has all the best ideas. Facebook to me is like a big black box, and you got all these ideas, and you're always testing. And so the key that I would want to throw out at the beginning is around testing, just to see kind of from the group what type of tests you're doing. Maybe we can give some help in those, and the amount of testing that you're doing to be successful is finding that 1 or 2 or 3 products that are actually bringing in sales for your store. So Michael, I want to open it up a little bit for questions around that, and then we'll move into some different other areas that I'd like to talk about.
Okay, great. So yeah, if you guys have any questions just regarding any regarding testing, or if you just want to kind of let us know any strategies that you're running that seem to be successful or not, you can go ahead and start asking anything right now. Just if you found any something out there that's just been helping you get better traffic, cheaper traffic, or if you just basically have questions. I know that I speak to a couple people a week, and a lot of beginners, and just with Facebook, and just even getting your first ad up and running can seem daunting, but that's what we're here for, and answering any question that you have. There's not a dumb question out there. It's not when you first kind of get into Facebook advertising, especially when you're trying into e-commerce and trying to sell products online. There's just so many little steps involved into making sure that all your ducks in a row just to be successful. And I wanted to bring Stanley on because he definitely has found success. And so again, anything that you guys want to just start jotting down in the question box, go ahead. And as we kind of move through, I'll kind of read out those questions, and we can kind of maybe stop and just answer them as they come in.
So for the group, how many tests are you doing on a weekly basis as far as testing new designs, new products, new things that you're adding to your store? And how many ads are you running?
Yeah, so how many, is that what you're kind of asking the group, how many tests they're running?
How many tests are they running as far as new products per week?
Hey guys, how many tests are you running as far as new products per week?
Quiet group out there, huh?
and, and as far as a product, how many different types of tests are you running on just on a single product out there? Okay, we got I was doing 20 to 100 a week before. This is from Kevin before he had his medical issue. He was running 20 to 100. Joanne says I have one set with about 5 ads, but nothing is making money, so I stop them usually in a day or two.
So for Kevin, great work, because that's a lot of testing and a lot of effort going into it. That's a ton. So Joanne, you're saying you're one set with about 5 ad sets. So is that one product, Joanne, that you're testing with 5 ad sets? Okay, so what I would, maybe what I would look, when you're testing one product, you're hoping to make a home run out of that one product, and if you're testing one a week, it's going to be hard to find a lot of times a winner. So maybe how much are you spending per ad set first, and then we can go into maybe changing the way that you're actually testing your product. So how much are you spending on ad set? 5 to 10? Oh, great. Okay. So maybe what you do is break that ad set, instead of doing ad sets in one product, do 5 products with one ad set for $10, $5 to $10, and then try it that way so you can spread out your opportunity for being successful, because the name of the game is around testing and finding that one product, and then you can kind of scale that product from there. So when you're doing one product and you're hoping that one of those 5 ad sets hit, it kind of gets hard, it gets narrow, and you're narrowing your chances of being successful to just that one product per week. So I would just flip it a little bit, take 5 products, do one ad set per product, and see if I can find a winner or find a design that my audience like. And that may help you be able to find more winners, because if you do 5, that means you're launching about 20 per month, which gives you a chance to maybe find 1 or 2 that you can scale out. And if you can actually scale out and you find a winner out of those 20, you have a better chance of paying for the actual losers that fell off. And so one of the things we try to do, we try to launch about 20 a week just in testing. Usually out of that 20, we'll find maybe 1, maybe 2. Sometimes we don't have any luck that week, but we have the chance to find 1 or 2 designs that we can scale, and that's where we kind of get our numbers from.
Hey Stanley, I have a question.
Yes.
When you talk about maybe trying to do 20 a week, are you talking about 20 designs, or maybe like a handful of designs with different products for those designs?
Great question. So I would do both, right? I would do 20 designs. I may launch a pillowcase. I may launch a tote bag. I will sometimes it's actually 20 different designs for items, and I'm only putting that design on one item just to see if up front I can get traction. And if I can get traction, then I fill that product line out. So it doesn't make a lot of sense if I go and put that one design on 7 products and nobody likes the design. And so I really do just one product to see if I can get some engagement and get some sales off that product. And then I launch that product to different products, mugs, tote bags. If it was on a T-shirt, I'd go to a pillowcase, and then I just spread it that way. And so I don't spend a lot of time when I say launching designs. I'm just testing to see what the market likes.
Okay. We have Graham who says he's ran tests most days for about 2 weeks and made just 2 sales, just on one campaign. I'm not certain how I should be testing. I've tried PPE, asking which design is the best, but very few results. He also tried website conversion as well with about a 400,000 audience, but no results. And he also discovered was which age group was the best to target.
Okay, well, good. So you shouldn't. One of the things, don't test at home, right? 2 or 3 days, 4 days. You know if you kind of have something from engagement or from a sale or two. So don't run your test that long. You can continue a test if you got the data, right? So always focus on the data. And so one of the areas I start to focus on is cost per, CPM. So I want to make sure that cost is down. And I want to make sure that I'm getting some type of engagement. So, and the hardest thing that has helped me change the business, and Lacey and I changed the business, is that we never fell in love with one design, and we used to, right? We used to put a design up. I know that this design is going to work, and then things would happen, and we just let it run, and we would drain the pond and lose money. So one of the things we do now is that we don't fall in love with the design. We trust our ad templates and things that we use, and we trust our targeting. And I'll talk a little bit about kind of my mindset around targeting. And we go from there. So we never use, if it doesn't work, we let it go. So 2 or 3 days, 4 days at the top, and then we're on to the next design to see what is happening. Maybe we change the ad copy, maybe we change things like that, but we will usually move on. The other thing too is if you're looking at your designs, there's a couple ways to go about it. One, Facebook is really they're giving you exactly, trying to give you exactly what you want. So if you want engagement, you get engagement. So that's a PPE. And I use PPE sometimes, but most of the time now I am focused on website conversion. I know my pixel is pretty warm anyway. The other thing too, I've started a new store with a new pixel, and I started out even with no data on that pixel with website conversion, and I'm getting sales. And one of the things I did is optimize, instead of optimizing in website conversion for add to cart or add to, purchase, I did add to cart or view content, because one of the things Facebook is really getting strict on around when we hear the word optimize is if you're not getting 25, probably it's more like 75 to 100 sales a day on that pixel, it's really hard truly for Facebook to truly optimize your campaign in their eyes. Now, they will get a little bit focused on what you're doing, but you can get to, view content a lot quicker. You can get to add to cart, and sometimes that will help speed up the process of, as far as Facebook being able to narrow down your audience. And so that's another way. So I do website conversion. If I'm doing website traffic, which I will do every once in a while, I will actually put the price of my item on the ad copy itself, just to let them know, because now I'm only paying if they click to my site, and then it's up to my site to convert them, right? And so there's another way to, if you want traffic, and the first thing that you want to figure out about your design is if it's engagement, and you ask the question and you can get engagement, and then maybe or maybe not. But if you really want sales, or you want traffic to your site, because maybe you have a better chance of converting them on your site, then you do traffic to your website. Once your pixel really get acclimated, then I would tell you to start to step through website conversions.
Okay. Joanne asked this, should I do a like campaign when I ask what product they like? So if they don't answer what I what I like, what they like, at least they may like my page.
Yes, that is a great point. Now I'm a little different, so I'm not saying this is the gospel, right? So figure out what works for your brain and your pixel and how you. I very seldom do like campaigns. Now I like the concept because I can go out and ask a question around, do you really like this design or that design? So I have done that in the past to get my account warmed up, to get people on my page, and to get people engaged. But now I'm strictly running either traffic to website or website conversions because I'm actually going to pay Facebook for what I really want, which is a sale. And so, like I said, don't take that as the gospel. And if you do that, continue to do that until you build some engagement. But I can actually run a website conversion and get people to like my page the same way. Because if they like my content, they're going to like my page.
Very good. Lady Yvette has asked, as far as the amount of designs that you're launching, who do you use to create your designs, and approximately how much do you pay for each design?
Great question. So one of the things that we use, we use Fiverr a ton, right? And then Lacey does a lot of the designs. I am more of the front end piece as far as Facebook. And so Lacey will do designs and we go to Fiverr. And we usually pay between, we've beat one guy down pretty low. So we're paying about $8 to $12 a design. And sometimes we can, we get them a little less. So it kind of balances out. We're probably paying, if you take the one that Lacey and the ones we get from Fiverr, probably about $10 or $8 a design.
Okay.
But I know that there's something in the work for the group that I think will be able to help the group that is coming out. That I think Michael and Lacey are working on that piece, and I think once it comes out, it's really going to help the group around being able to pump out more designs and quality designs that you can have. But one of the things I do is I do a lot of research on what's selling, and so I don't just kind of blindly go out and throw designs up. I do a lot of research. I may be a little bit different than a lot of people. Some people kind of just put them up and test, but I do a little research as far as what I'm putting out there before I put it.
Okay. David is asking if you have any thoughts as far as video versus text testing.
Great question. So here's my secret, and it has helped me a lot. It actually changed our business, and so just about, I would say 95% of all of my ads are video ads. Now, I hear it both ways, right? I hear people say videos don't work. I hear people say I'd rather do a still image, and I get it, right? Do what works for you. But all of my ads, 90 to 95% of them are video ads. One, I get better engagement. Number two, I get cheaper cost per conversion, and it just works. So I would say a month back, now it's changed a little bit, we were spending on video ads about $250 a day, and we were doing between 18 and 2,000 bucks every day. And so I can get a lot cheaper view and click with the video than I can a still image. And so I use videos all the time. 100%.
Okay. Is there any? Do you recommend any video program that you're using? Or I know there's a ton out there.
Yeah, there's a ton. I use. I'm a Mac guy, so I have iMovie that I build all of my movies in or my videos in, and I use VidTurek, and it's pretty good because I can type in some keywords and it will actually go out and search all the videos and kind of pull in photos from a slideshow and it makes a video, and then I can upload my actually images into that. And so I'll use that every once in a while, but 95% of the time I'm on iMovie. So, but Vid Curator, Vid Curator is pretty good. I use it because I can actually upload uh, videos to my YouTube account also.
Can you type that in the chat, Stanley, just so people who may not have heard you can check that out, the vid curator?
Okay.
Yeah, and I think you type, yeah, there you go. Perfect, thank you.
And it's FX on the end, so just make sure it's, I use that a bunch because I can go in and type keywords so I'll give you an instance. I'll give you an example of where we use Vid Curator. One of the areas, so let's say I'm selling a pillowcase. So I would say in January and February, we did about $38,000 in January on pillowcases, and did another 20-something thousand in February on pillowcases. We lost a little focus in February. And one of the things I was doing with Vid Curator was if I was selling, let's say, the Dotson pillowcase, I would go into Vid Curator, type in Dotson, and it would actually go find some pictures of Dotsons and put them and it kind of builds a little video for you. And then I added my pillowcases to that video right inside that program. And then I ran it. I got better engagement. I got a lot more views because people saw the funny Dotson and things like that. And then they saw the pillowcases, and then they were actually clicking through to the pillowcase. And so mainly what I did was a split test just to see what would happen. Pillowcase on a still image versus the video. And for that case, the video won out. It was a lot cheaper, and I got a lot more engagement.
Awesome. David also asks if you have any thoughts as far as carousel versus single pick ads.
Yeah, if I'm gonna do a single pick, I stay with the single pick. I'm not a big fan of the carousel ads. I think they have their purpose. If here's one way you can use a carousel ad. You put different products within that carousel that relates to the same. So it's in the same niche, but it relates to the same kind of niche, and it's different products. And I don't have a big budget, so let's say $10, I can add up to 6 or 7 different products into that carousel, and just see which one of those products actually starts to take off or get better engagement, and then I can separate that out, right? And then run it on its own. So that's how I've used carousel in the past, and so that's one example. But as far as running my image, I'm going to run a single image if I run it.
Okay. MA is asking, what is your longest successful design before you stopped getting sales? What was your longest, most successful design before you stopped getting sales?
Great question. So I started one design in October, towards the end of October. So it sold November, December, January, February. It tapered off in February. And then I went to manual bid in the beginning of February, and it had a little bit more life. I extended the life. And then it finally just went really down toward the end of February. So from October to February.
Okay.
And one of the things that I'm doing now is like designs like that I will let rest because people get tired of seeing it in their news feed, and then I'll bring it back. So I'll wait a month and I'll bring that design back. I've done that a couple times, and you got kind of like a quick bump at the beginning of bringing that design back to life.
Question from David. How do you research what could be a trending design, what you mentioned before when you do research?
Great question. So I have one way is I have to look the program name up that I use a bunch just to see what's out there, to kind of see what's selling as far as T-shirt designs. And it's SpyFi. I think they have a SpyFi 2.0, but it's let me find it. I just want to make sure it's true, and I'll type it in here. And so I use that a bunch because I can go look at trending designs, and it gives me a chance to kind of see what's hot or what's selling. And then, you know, that kind of gets my brain to working. And then I will go and see if I can do that design either different, a lot different, or better. And then I will go to, I'm a big believer in audience insight. So I'll go to audience insight and see if I can find, you know, if I find a design that's hot, and then I go to audience insight, and then I try to see if I can find some different targeting and maybe come at it from a different angle so I can show it to different people. And then, you know, I send that off to my designer, see if he can change it up, add my little twist to it, add whatever I do, and then that's kind of how I come up with my designs. Some of them I just come up off the head to try, and I just try to build it in. Or I look for, you know, events that are coming up, and then I build designs from there. But I'm always on audience insight. That's my other piece. I will go into audience insight. I will see what I can find, and then I will see what type of targeting I can do, and what size of audience is in there, and then I will use that to dictate whether I want to set design or not. Because I want to be able to scale. I don't want it to be too small that I can't scale and actually make money if it hits, right?
Right. Let's see. So yeah, Lady Yvette, how do you make your videos? He kind of mentioned, and it's in the chat there. He uses his Mac to do some, but he also uses Vid Curator, and that's in the chat there. Lady Yvette. This is from Graham. Are your video ads for a single product, and how long is an ad on average?
So yeah, great question. So yes, it's usually for a single product. Sometimes I will mix and mingle different products in that video ad if I'm using a funnel. But up front, usually it's one product because I'm really not trying to spend a lot of time on getting that product in the store and the ad copy up. So it's usually for one product, and then if I really have a winner, I will go back as I add products, and then I would adjust that video. But my videos are usually 30 to 45 seconds. Some of them are 25 because they're really short, but I would say between 25 and 45. I don't go really any longer than that.
Okay. Joanne asked if do you put your new pixels on every campaign each time, or just use the global pixel?
I just use the global pixel. You know, I think when the site is optimized or when it's running fine, you can still go in and put it on each campaign. But I just use my global. I know they're working on some of the things around when PayPal leaves. I'm not really getting proper data there because of that pixel does not fire on a purchase because it's actually leaving the system. And so I know we're working from a Trex side on getting that, you know, trying to get that fixed or where it will we can actually optimize even though they're using PayPal. And so I just use my global 90% of the time. So.
Okay. John P. asked, do you guys have a site demo or otherwise that has the Pillow Profits, leather tote, purses, and socks on them? If so, wanted to see examples of product descriptions. I know we don't have any for Trex. I mean, the Pillow Profits is something completely different. It's a Shopify app. And I know that Ken and Dwight, you know, are pretty big into that. So you might want to reach out to them just to see if that's what you're using, you know, as far as descriptions. But I mean, obviously we do the pillows. Trex, Randy has all the pillowcases and actually has the inserts now too for a nice upsell, um, along with the pillows. I know that's something Pillow Profits doesn't have. So, and also I know that there was a lot of issues with just the amount of time that it was taking for everything to come back over from China. So we try to eliminate some of those problems with Printex, and by doing the socks, and the pillows and that stuff. So as far as product descriptions, you can find all that in the members area, for the pillows and the socks and things like that.
That is great. Yeah, we actually we were using Pillow Profits, and now we've switched a lot of our pillows over to Randy.
Yeah.
We're actually getting a better price, as far as a higher price. And so one of the things I never did, and I don't know, I can't say if it worked better or if it cost me conversions, I don't know, but it worked for me, right? We started our pillowcases higher than what Ken had suggested on his pillowcases, but we were able to get a premium, and so we kind of made it feel like a premium. We kind of dressed it up a little bit, and we were able to ask a little bit more for our pillowcases. And then when we switched over to Randy, they were a little bit more expensive, but they're heavier, and they're getting them in 3, 4, 5 days. And so if you're using Randy as far as pillowcases, try them, right? If you're not trying, definitely, because one of the things you can put in your description, because there's a lot of people on Facebook that got hit with a lot of pillowcases, and we had, from December when we went through Christmas and New Year, we got hit with a lot of customer service just around people not getting their pillowcases and having to fight through that. So that was pretty tough for a while, and now it's a lot better. But we were able to go back and retarget some of those people, and hey, 5 to 10 day ship, and we were able to pick up some additional sales, additional premium, because we were able to sell a pillowcase at a higher price point.
Right. Very good. Joanne has a question. She said, have you ever tried Google AdWords for advertising?
Yes, I have. Google AdWords is expensive. So it is a great platform if you have what I would say definitely searchable keywords within whatever your niche is. And so, but you just have to be careful and manage the cost of what you're spending. I would tell you that if Google owns YouTube, so if you want a little bit cheaper traffic, and we use YouTube, that's another piece that we send traffic from. We do inline videos on YouTube, and so we've been able to get cheaper traffic than actually going to Google using YouTube, because when people search YouTube, they search terms, and so we'll go into our niche and find videos that are highly watched or viewed, and then we'll see if we can put our ad, a video ad, in front of that. And everybody know that it's a video ad, because when you go to YouTube and you search something, that video that you can skip after 5 seconds, that's an ad, that's an inline ad. And so we'll run inline ads to get traffic to our site. And the good thing about those videos, if they don't watch half of the video, you don't get charged. And so it's a little bit different than Facebook. And we've been able to get good traffic from YouTube inline ad videos.
Excellent. That's great. I know we haven't really discussed that much, so thank you for that. Do you see? This is from David. When you stop an ad that slows down, do you bring back the exact same ad or make a new one with the same content?
Sometimes I will make a new one, but sometimes I'll use the same ad. And what I would do, let's say for example, like that one that ran for so long, it was weird. It was one big ad set. It was just one ad set. It was huge. It had, it was 2 or 3 million people in it. It was just all kind of different interests in that one ad set. And I was able to bump that thing every day 20%. So 15 to 20 it's what the Facebook rep told us, that Facebook won't penalize you if you bump it. So we just went in there and set that automatic percentage up every day, and it just kept rolling. And so when it tapered off, we went to manual, and then after manual, we'll let it rest. And what I'm thinking about doing is going in and adding another layer to that same video or same ad and see what happens. And one of the things I use in my second layer, so here's your little secret that has helped sometimes, is active credit card user. And it's actually a demographic in Facebook.
Oh, so adding that demographic to adding that layer is what you're saying?
That's right. So when I narrow my audience, so in that big one, it was just all kind of, big interest groups in that big one. And now when I launch that ad again, I will narrow that audience, add another field, and just put active credit card users.
Wow. Interesting. This is from Philip. Do you use video ads for retargeting also?
Yes.
Okay.
So I use video ads for retargeting, and sometimes only as far as if I'm, I have a couple stores. So I have, a couple NCAA stores. I have a grandma store, and then I have 2 Shopify stores. And one of the things that we're trying to integrate at some point, hopefully we can get there, is on my Shopify store, I would do a dynamic ad feed and retarget off that, which, it doesn't mean anything to the group right now, but it could one day, right? Because that's where you can, you load a app up on your Shopify store, and it will actually go and pull products in by demographics, and then I can actually go back and do a retargeting based off those demographics. And it just follows them with different products every time. So it doesn't feel like I'm just showing them the same product.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, John P says he will check out Printex products on pillows and socks. Definitely, John. If you have any questions, you can also just in the Facebook group just tag Randy in a post, and he usually can get back to you if you have any specific questions about that. Dan said SpyFi was a challenge finding, but he did find a URL, which I just put in the chat, everyone, for SpyFi. Thank you, Dan.
I don't use very many tools, but I use SpyFi just kind of see what's definitely out there. And then probably the only other tool that I use on a day-to-day basis is Connect.io or Connect Explorer. And it will help if I'm running one big ad set. It will help me pop out the demographics or the interests that are actually getting all my clicks.
Okay. Jeanette just wanted to ask what you meant by inline video. I think it was when you were talking about YouTube.
Yeah, so in YouTube, once you go in there and you set up an account, an inline video, so I'll give you an example. So one of the things we just tried the Dotson pillowcase, and we knew everybody was on Facebook selling the Dotson pillowcase. So we said, hey, how can we be a little different? So we built the video with some Dotsons, threw our pillows in that video with the Dotson, and inside of Facebook or YouTube, you can go in there and search and find, the funniest Dotson videos, the funniest this video, or anything about pets. And I can actually, if it's allowed, whoever owned that video, and they allow monetization, I can actually put my video in front of that video as an ad. And so when they search for the funniest pet videos, and it's got 3 million views, I can put my ad in front of that video, and it's you bid it up, and it will show your video in front of that ad, because the person that owns that video, that is actually how they're making their money on YouTube. And so when they click and they search for that video, they will see my ad, and they can up 5 seconds, they can actually skip it, but they'll at least see 5 seconds of my video. And I'm not getting charged unless they watch half of my videos. And so most of those videos I will make 45 to 60 minutes just because I want you to at least, if you watch 15 to 20, you're probably going to click. And so based on that, we got about, I figure we ran that Dotson deal for a while just to see what would happen. We were getting, one day we were getting like 700-800 people from YouTube hitting the site. So,
okay, I had a couple more questions on that. So how do you get it in inline video? So I'm assuming you have to set up an ad account in YouTube, Stanley?
yeah, you set up an account in YouTube, and then you go through and you set up an ad account, put all your information in there. We learn inline videos from watching YouTube videos. So you can actually go in YouTube or go to Google and Google inline videos on YouTube, and there will be a lot of videos to show you how to do it. It takes a minute at first, but it's not that hard. I'll build a course out and sell it to everybody if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Kimberly asking YouTube.com ad spend for 800 views a day.
So from YouTube, it was we were spending about $50.
Okay.
About $50 on that day.
Gotcha.
Now, one of the things, it's you can actually go into when you set that inline video ad up, which really that's actually Lacey's expertise. She can crush YouTube. You can actually pick out the same demographics as you can in Facebook. Female, this age to that age, and if they're signed in, it will actually pull those people in. I won't say that it doesn't always convert as well as Facebook, because I can't, Facebook, they really segregated the demographics as far as people that they know that purchase, right? And so I can't go in there and say I won't purchase it from YouTube, but I do get a lot of traffic from YouTube videos. And one of the other things, if you find somebody in your demographics that has a big channel, a big influencer, it doesn't hurt to send them an email and say, hey, I'd like to use your channel, use this, and maybe we can work out some deal if you post my link below. And sometimes they'll actually post a link below for you. So.
Cool. Another question from Duran, and let's see. It says, oops, I lost it. Let's see if I can find it again. Let's see, where is that at? She was asking about ad sets.
Yeah, she was asking about copying ad sets or making a totally new one. When we tested, our copied ones didn't perform as well as totally new ones. I don't know if you've had the same experience there, Stanley, or not, but when we copied ad sets and made new ad sets from them, they did not perform nearly as well as totally new ad sets.
That is correct. I definitely agree with that. I very seldom copy ad sets. It's kind of, I use a theory that, it's kind of like a comparison, right? People will say, is LeBron better than Michael Jordan, right? There will only be one Michael Jordan. There will only be one LeBron, right? And so, we can say who's better, who's not. So I very seldom copy ad sets, and I'm the same way. I haven't had the same results as I would on my original.
Hey Stanley, someone asked if was there a couple other names that you use besides SpyFi?
SpyFi is the only one that I use. There's probably a lot of them out there.
I I don't use any of those. 'Cause I never want to see another shirt because there's too many people out there that will accuse you of stealing the design if it's similar, and so I don't even look at other T-shirt designs anymore.
Yeah, I know that there's a couple. There's like T-Spy and stuff like that. But all you have to do is really just do a search, and you can find a lot of the stuff out there. Um,
Just, like I tell people, just go places and get inspirations, right? And then come up with your own design.
Yeah, it's not that hard to find sayings and stuff like that online that you don't need to go and copy T-shirts. Just go find sayings and signs and things like that, and you'll get plenty of inspiration to make your own designs.
Jay was asking, do you use different Facebook ad accounts for different categories of products, or just the same account?
For me, I use the same ad account for. I stay in one niche, right? So I stay really tight as far as the niche that I'm using, so I don't confuse Facebook. And so I'm really, when I find a design, if it's not in my wheelhouse, I will launch it somewhere else that it's close to. And then if I can't find one of my sites that are close, then I will launch it on ClickFunnels. So I never confuse my pixels.
Excellent. And John is asking if you suggest that the best way to set up a discount for someone maybe buying 2 or 3 totes, should you give them a discount code or maybe just set up the buy 3 product?
I'm more of the buy 3, but what I would tell you is test it, right? Because I've had success. I'm quite sure Kevin's probably had a lot of success around trying it different ways. Different pillows, different T-shirts, different things will perform different. So I would tell you to test it a little bit and see what you like better. I've had some success in one of my stores where if I got 4 pillowcases, I'll put a buy all button and they just buy all 4 of them. And it has worked. And then I've had other cases where it didn't work. So I would test both ways and see which way you like. But I like choices. I like to give my my customers choices. So
Awesome. All right, guys, we got time for probably a few more questions if you have them out there. Looks like we got to most of them here. So anything else that you're experiencing? Anything else you want to pick Stanley's brain on? Now's the time. Yes, Brian, the Tuesday's mailer was recorded, and I don't believe I put that in there yet. So I'll make sure I put both Tuesdays and today's recording in the members area. So thank you for reminding me.
Michael, you still sick over there, man?
Yeah, I cannot kick this thing. It's weird. Even just waves of nausea come over me. So it's not 100% done. I've never been this sick this long. I must just be getting old.
Getting old.
Yeah, that's what it is. Going back, this is one more from Joanne. Going back, should we set up new website and Facebook pages for each niche?
Yes, I do.
I do Facebook pages by niche.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. What's your greatest success story? That's an interesting question.
For me,
It was asked in here what your greatest success story was. That's an interesting question to ask. I mean, it depends on what your definition of success is, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Kim Marie is asking where these Ask the Expert calls are located. So they'll be in the members area and under content, and there will be a whole section called Ask the Experts. So I'll have this one. Usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour to get these things downloaded and into the members area. So just keep an eye out for that.
I see Graham was asking about, testing and stuff, and I focus my sales are focused on women aged 44 and up. I go into niches that appeal to that because that seems to be where a lot of buyers are, and that's my successful demographic are women, older women, 44 and up. I started out in the grandma niche like a lot of people, but and that's where I've had the most of my success. So if that means anything to anyone, just it's just a matter of getting the niche, nailing it down, and learning what that niche likes and what their interests are, and how you're going to be able to serve them with your products. That's what it is. Get your demographics down and your niche, and then get products for that demographic. Too often people get designs, or they'll make a design and they'll be like, I love this design, I'm going to sell a ton of it. And you're doing it backwards. Go find your audience first, and then make a design for the audience.
Right.
Great point.
Very good. I'm getting a lot of natural remedies for my sickness, and I'm writing them all down, so keep them coming.
Yeah, I'm going to need a brain transplant for mine. Mature women, yes, mature women.
Yeah,
Which grandma's shirt seems to sell best? Mine, David.
it goes back to what Kevin was talking about. My demographics is ladies, young ladies.
Yeah, I don't even market anything to men, because think of it, a man. If being a man, I understand how men think. If I'm going to get a shirt for my motorcycle, if I had one, I would take my Harley down to the dealership, and they got that nice showroom with all those shirts and stuff in there. I'm going to buy a T-shirt there, right? I'm not going to order online and have to wait for it for a few days. I'm going to get that thing right then, so I can get on my motorcycle and go ride with my new shirt. That's what guys are. They go to the store, they buy what they want, and then they use it right then. So you got to learn what your market's after, and also, and something that we teach in the live trainings is the passion factor. You need to hit markets that are very passionate about what they like. And I know I say a lot about motorcycles, and I used to sell a lot in the motorcycle niche. And it's true, because if you walk into a biker bar and you walk up to some guy and tell him his Harley sucks, you're going to get hit. That's the kind of passion that you want out of your audience. They want that kind of love for what you're trying to sell them. If it's a motorcycle, you want them to love that motorcycle more than they love staying out of jail, right?
Very true.
And that's why we always talk about in grandmas, they love their grandkids. That's why we do so many grandkid name shirts. I don't know of a grandma out there that hates her grandkids. There's probably a few. You probably see them on the news, but that's okay.
Hilarious. All right, everyone. Well, time's about up here. Our hour's about up. I just want to say thank you to Stanley and Kevin. Stanley, thanks for just popping on. I know we're going to try to nail you down again in the future, just to bring some more knowledge. But just want to say thank you for just kind of sharing with some of the successes that you had and kind of what you're doing. And I know everyone really appreciated it. So thank you for just spending this hour with us. And again, guys, if you have any questions for that stuff that you might have missed today, you can always go over to Facebook or Skype and type your questions, and we'll try to get them answered. And this recording will be available in about an hour or so. Give you some time to get it downloaded. And like again I said, Stanley, we'll try to get you scheduled in a few weeks from now, and then maybe we can bring some visuals this time. I know we had a couple of people asking about visuals, and we'll give you time to maybe do a presentation and just kind of keep dropping some of that knowledge to the group.
Okay. I look forward to it.
Stanley, it's been a long time. Been a long time since I talked to you, but I picked up that video curator. I'm going to take a look at it, and I may have to hit you up for some info on it.
Perfect. And anybody in the group, hit me on Skype. I'm available, so I appreciate you having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk next Tuesday. I'm working on a case study right now, and we'll see if I can get that going for next Tuesday. But thanks again, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds great. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Bye, everyone.